In today's Eye on Lifestyle, the past year brought about major social changes with the stay-at-home orders, masking mandates, and social distancing. Some practical consequences were isolation, change in routines, and uncertainty. All of this can impact relationships and cause stress for individuals, families, and employees, as well as employers. When the demands increase, it tests our ability to cope and to manage daily pressures. Well, Nikki Karnowski of Metamorphosis Coaching, Consulting, and Training is joining us this morning with more details about what stress looks like and some ways that we can combat it. Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning, Jenna. Well, we all likely know that dealing with excess amounts of stress over prolonged periods of time is not going to be good for us. And it can show up in many ways, from physical symptoms like upset stomach, headaches, exhaustion, to the more relational and emotional and psychological symptoms that can vary. You know, anything from short temper and anxiety to an inability to cope with daily life and just feeling a sense of overwhelm. Those are just some of the ways that stress can look.
Absolutely, and it's common that people are experiencing some effects that impact some part of their lives. Some of this is addressed with workplace mental health initiatives, but these things are often falling short or are just too broad. What are some practical ways to address this?
You know, you're right, Jenna. While awareness in the workplace is great, it can often give us a false sense of what's being done, you know, for the actual problem and cause. What we really need are some practical action steps for those who are facing mental health challenges like stress and the common thread really in many of these instances is personal connection. In fact, research shows that employees who cope better with stress during the pandemic were those that stayed connected to colleagues at work and had a good support system at home. Another study showed employees in the U.S. who have significant less friendships and social support than they did prior to COVID-19. You know, we were really made for human connection.
So creating opportunities for connection, checking in with team members, and even having some time to be able to talk as a team or interact can be helpful. Sharing what's going on in life can be helpful too. What other last things do you have for us to think about this morning?
Yeah, absolutely, Jenna. You know, well, we could likely spend a day on this topic, but really quickly, you know, acknowledging what people are actually feeling and asking them specific things, you know, that can really be a game changer. Not ignoring what people say or saying, oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that, those pat answers. You know, don't give general vague responses or complain about, you know, our own issues. We all have struggles, of course, at different times, but when we allow someone the space to kind of share what they're going through and to be heard, it can make a difference. So really listening, caring, and then maybe even doing something, no matter how small it might seem for a struggling colleague, that can make a big difference. And then finally, just remembering, you know, to care for ourselves in healthy ways, because we can't give from a cup that's empty. You know, we have to be refreshed and restored ourselves to be able to help others.
Those are very important tips, Nikki. Thank you so much for sharing them with us this morning. We'll see you next week.